Hey guys, Seeney here, and today I wanted to make a video on what makes a great music video. So of course when we're discussing this topic, there's no one or two set things that really make a great music video. There's many different things, and different things will work for different genres and different artists. So having said that, there are some familiar threads which run through from all music videos that I've worked with, big artists, small artists, all different kinds that have led to great results. So I thought I'd share them with you today. So I'm going to break this up into two components. There's going to be the performance shots and the story shots. Many music videos only have performance shots without any story shots, and that's fine. I find that the clips that I love the most are the ones that have a story that's also running through them. So performance shots, there's a number of really key features that are absolutely crucial to making a great music video. Now, the first one that's really important is to make sure that you have quality footage. Now, what is quality footage in the case of a performance shot? So the first thing is the camera movement needs to suit the movement of the song. If you have a song that's got lots of big sweeping strings, then it might be an idea to match that with similar camera movement. However, if it's a really heavy song that's got a lot of energy and a lot of movement, it might be good to have a little bit more movement going on in the camera. However, more important than all of this is that you have a stable camera performance. If you have everything that's just jerky and it's not really looking really smooth or cinematic or anything like that, it doesn't matter what genre it is, I feel like you're not going to get a great result. Some of those quick jerky movements can be quite good for certain cutaway shots. However, the bulk of your clip I think needs to be really stable and have camera movements that are really capturing the scene and sliding nice and smooth and around in multiple directions. Now, of course, there are many examples of really handheld music videos that are shot that way that look great. However, there is a difference between handheld footage and just jerky, unstable, unusable footage. So having footage that has been stabilized, whether that be in post-production or whether you have a gimbal or something like that, is absolutely imperative to getting great performance shots. Now the next one, which is probably even more important than the first point, is to have a great artist performance. Now there's no point having the smoothest, most stable, amazing shots if the artist performance is not really solid. So obviously from behind the camera, there is a lot that you can do to help the artist and direct the artist to get a great performance from them. One of the biggest things that I find with music videos is making sure that you have energy throughout the entire take. It's easy to have energy for the first minute or so, but most songs going for over 3 minutes, it's really important to keep that energy level up for the entire song. So there's a lot of things that you can do from behind the camera to keep that energy level up. I find a lot of the times I'm always singing the song, I'm just having a great time behind the camera, which I find really helps the artist, or I'm yelling out to the artist. If I find that they're starting to lose a little bit of the energy, I'll yell out to them to try and make sure that that energy remains. So these are a couple of things that really help to getting a great performance from the artist. And of course, running multiple takes and choosing the best from a lot of different takes will really help to getting that great performance. So you want to be shooting from multiple angles and also multiple focal lengths. I like to get wide shots, long shots, mid shots, close-ups, everything so that there's a lot of choice between the shots. And I like to get a few of those so that if one doesn't turn out quite how I was hoping, there's also another option. Now this obviously depends on the artist too. If you are getting great takes every single time because they're delivering great performances, then that's fantastic. You might not need as many takes. However, some artists you might find you might need to try and get a little bit more out of them and have to do a few more takes, which is also fine because at the end of the day, you're just trying to get the best results. So usually on a shoot, I'll go between anywhere from 9 takes all the way up to 18 and 20, just so we can get the great performance shots. And also that different camera movement, like swinging around, get some on a gimbal so it's not so back and forth, side to side, so there's a little bit more 3D in the scene. Something else that's really important is making sure that you're getting your lighting right. If your lighting sucks, then the video is going to suck. It's as simple as that. So you really need to make sure that you learn a little bit about lighting and how to light people from certain angles to match a mood of the song. If you're trying to get something that's a little bit more moody, might be an idea to either light from behind or light from the side so you can get a little bit of shadow on their face. However, if it's something that's really happy and really poppy and you're going for those beauty shots, then having a light pretty much right in front, having no shadows on the face is a great way to go. So the most important thing is just to make sure that you're not getting any weird shadows that are popping up in your shot. It might even be worth getting a couple of different sets of performance shots in different locations. I like to use this a little bit when I'm shooting music videos, especially between verses and chorus. A verse might be a little bit better if you have a solo acoustic performance, and then as the song picks up into the chorus, it might be a good idea to get more band shots in there and a little bit more energy, more people. So of course this depends on the artist and it depends on the song, but it's always good to have extra options when you're filming. So quality performance shots is really important. Now the other piece that I find is just as important is having a great story. Now some music videos go without having a story, and that's fine. I prefer to have stories in the music videos that I shoot because it also gives the audience something to watch throughout the entire video, so they're not just looking at an artist and kind of switch off after a minute or two. So in the music videos that I shoot, I approach the story like you would in a Hollywood movie. You need to set the scene, you need to set up the characters, and then there needs to be some kind of conflict or problem, and then there needs to be a resolution. And I find that really works to create effective stories. Now, of course, there's no one right way to do stories. Of course, you can do them in many different ways, and that is the whole thing behind the music video, is you get to create your own story. I find for the music videos that I've shot, setting up the scene, having a bit of a conflict or problem somewhere, and then a resolution is the best way to go. Now, Hollywood movies have the luxury of having 2 to sometimes 3 hours to fill out a story and create these really complex character lines. However, in a music video, you have 3 to 4 minutes, which means every single shot has to mean something. Every single shot has to tell part of that story or convey an emotion. Milo's back again. She always likes to come and visit when we're filming. So as I was saying, because you only have 3 to 4 minutes, it's very important that every single shot in your music video is an absolute banger. And that means that you're capturing the emotions perfectly, it's well shot, there's good focus on the subject, and the lighting is great. So that is the real art of a music video story, is making sure you're combining all of those key features into the one shot or the multiple shots that you're doing through the music video, and that is how you're going to get a fantastic result. Now, because you only have 3 to 4 minutes, you need to milk every single shot for what it's worth. If it's something that's not really adding anything to the story, then it's worth getting rid of it and replacing it with something that is. At the end of each music video, I usually end up with about 2 hours worth of footage, sometimes 3 hours. So after 2-3 hours worth of footage, those key moments for a 3-minute music video are definitely there. You just have to go through and work it out. And especially if you're shooting in slow motion, being able to capture that split second of absolute magic is crucial to telling the story. So of course, as I've said, there's no one right way to tell a story. However, it does have to be one of a few things. It needs to either be really compelling, it's got to grab your attention, or it's got to make you feel something. Otherwise, people sitting there watching it will just get bored and they'll click away. So something either really exciting to look at, whether that be the special effects or something that really grabs onto your heartstrings. It might be a moment that people can really relate to, whatever that may be. And it's got to make you feel something, which is probably the most important thing. It's got to give you a vibe. So by taking all of those elements and then wrapping it up into a music video is how it is done. Now we're going to talk about editing in a separate video. At the moment, we've just talked about shooting and lighting and how to operate the camera and all that sort of thing for a music video. Editing is incredibly important to creating a great music video. That's basically where it all comes together. So it's one thing to have the raw footage, but to actually piece that together to tell the story is an art in itself. So that's something that we'll discuss in a different video down the track. Now, of course, if you're shooting outside, then it's always a great idea to shoot closer to golden hour if you can. The colors in the sky are going to be nicer and you're just going to get a better result. So stay tuned for part 2 on editing. We'll talk about how to edit a music video and make it very effective and compelling. I hope you guys got something out of this video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in this type of content, and we'll see you later.